I'm here at one of my favorite multifamily properties here in the Eastside Costa Mesa market. This is 145 East 18th Street. This is an 18 unit plus one non-conforming studio here in Eastside Costa Mesa. We're overlooking the pool, and surrounded by the pool are townhouse units, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath townhouse units with private yards. The mix on this property is really unique. It's got this awesome mid-century modern type vibe and look to it. This property was on the market for several months and we tried selling it. The market has been a little bumpy, but this is one of the most desirable income producing properties that is closed in Eastside Costa Mesa. So I want to talk a little bit about the property and then a little bit about the backstory on how this property sold and what it's all about. So the property sold for $7,925,000. That's about $440,000 per unit for the 18 units, plus you get a non-conforming studio that the new owner is going to likely permit and make it a conforming unit to get 19 units. Now we're overlooking the pool, as I mentioned. The ownership might look into upgrading the property a little bit. There's so much potential here. You've got a lot of things already done with this property. The ownership that just sold the property already put on new roofs on the property, already implemented rubs, already changed out all the decks and the railings and upgraded everything to code. All the electrical panels were done. The operations have been really professionally ran. This has been an income producing property and it sold it just at a 5 cap on current rents. That's unheard of for the Eastside Costa Mesa market. It was timing the market. The buyer ended up acquiring a great asset. It's going to be a good cash flowing property. There's upside in this property to put in higher end finishes because this location really commands higher rent premiums. And just walking distance from here, you've got 17th Street. We've got Bear Flag coming in. That's taking over Santa Monica Seafood. That's already got coming soon signs. Already all the retail, everything's improving in and around the area. And the premium you get for multifamily real estate is being within the walking distance to 17th Street, to all the access, to all the retail, all the restaurants, coffee shops that are going on. Again, it's just such a great piece of real estate where somebody can go in and improve the asset and take it to the next level. All right, so we're here in the parking area on 145 18th Street, and we've got 29 total parking spaces here. That includes some of the tandem that we have right here, but pretty much this is designed to where it's very efficient for parking. Each bedroom gets a parking space. So all the 2 bedrooms get 2 parking spaces, all the 1 bedrooms get 1 parking space. And to go over the unit mix a little bit more, it's a mix of 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, about 40% 1 bedrooms and 60% 2 bedrooms. Primarily, it's the townhouse units in the back surrounding the pool that really make up most of the unit mix at this property. And the studio unit is an awesome studio unit in the back with its own private access, private yard. It's really, really cool and designed well. It's kind of got a Zen-like feel. But let's talk a little bit more about the property and the deal story. So when the property sold, I'm going to rattle off a couple stats here. Again, it was a 5 cap on current income, which is unheard of for Eastside Costa Mesa. This property is already running at a very efficient level. And that cap rate does include the RUB income that's already implemented in the property as well. Also, this closed at $517 a foot. That is a pretty low price per foot. These are larger units, and buying a larger asset in Eastside Costa Mesa, typically your price per units tend to tick down a little bit. When you look at like 2 to 4plex units, those price per units are sky high, and for good reason, because the access to acquire a small building is much more achievable by a larger buyer pool. When you start going up into larger deal sizes, typically again, the price per unit start to tick down. So $440,000 per unit, not counting the studio unit. That's going to drive the price per unit down to probably about $417,000 a unit and $517 a foot. We talked about the mix, we talked about the parking, we talked about the ownership's already running it at a high level. Now let's talk about the reasons why the ownership sold the property. I was actually one of the investors that had sold this property. It's sad to see it go because it was such a great income producing property, but our loan was up. Our loan was coming off its fixed period, and we either had to refinance or decide to sell. We ultimately decided to sell, and the ownership was structured in a tick structure where everybody was able to kind of go their separate ways, or they could go together and exchange and do whatever they wanted with it. So some people wanted to cash out, some people wanted to exchange. It was really well put together by the ownership. the structure to make it very easy on a sale. Talk about the buyer. The buyer has been scaling and acquiring units in the Orange County market. They also buy out in LA County as well, but this is in their backyard. And what attracted them to this property was they know the street really well, they know the Eastside Costa Mesa market really well, and they really like the cap rate. So it was kind of a no-brainer for them to step in and benefit from all the hard work the seller had put into this ownership of running this property, and then there's upside they can capture in the future. So we love the Eastside Costa Mesa market. This is one of the larger complexes to sell in the Eastside Costa Mesa market. A lot of people looked at the property, and there's always some uniqueness and funkiness to every property out there. You know, maybe it's flat roofs, maybe it's this or that, maybe it's the non-conforming unit, you name it. But if you peel it back, this property is cash flowing. It's performing well. It's got great financial history of cash flowing and performing really well. And if you walk around the area and really get to understand Eastside, if you don't know it super well, the market keeps getting better and better. So we're big believers in the Eastside Costa Mesa market, and we really like highlighting this property and showing its transformation. So if you're in the market, if you want to acquire more units in Orange County, especially here in Eastside Costa Mesa, reach out to our team. We know the market well. We are happy here and willing to help you any which way on your multifamily journey. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.